Did you know that 70% of new drivers won't be driving a truck by the end of their first year? As a 10-year driver and now a CDL instructor, I'm here to help make sure that you're not part of that statistic. Let's dive right in. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we are diving in to the top 5 tips that I have for new drivers. Tip number 1, handling stress on the road. Let's be honest, it's no joke. The road can definitely get lonely. You're going to miss your kids, your spouse, your dog, your lizard, or even your mom. And that's okay. If OTR is the only option for you right now, you don't have to stick with it forever. After getting some experience, you can switch to local driving. All you got to do is get you a good headset and make those calls home. That's all you got to do. Reach out. They're always there. Truck drivers love talking on the phone, so if you have a truck driver buddy, that's even better. And hey, if you can, bring someone out there with you on the road. I mean, it's not that lonely if you have somebody out there with you, ain't that right? But now, to make matters worse, let's couple all that loneliness up with the fact that nobody is coming to save you if you get stuck. You're not working in an office where someone can just come by and help you. If you're stuck in downtown Chicago on a random snowy Tuesday and you don't know where to go, no one is going to drive out to you to hold your hand. I will say that problem solving becomes your best friend. You have to learn how to adapt. And I am very curious to know what stresses you out the most on the road. Drop it in the comments below, whether it's traffic, deadlines, or something else. Tip number 2, pre-trip inspections. Pre-trips, gotta love them. Every morning, my favorite part is waking up, going outside, peeing on my tires and checking for leaks. I'm just kidding. Easy there. I will say there is a running joke that veteran drivers don't really do pre-trips, and while it's true that our checks are definitely faster, we don't skip them. I will say that I always do a quick walk around anytime I get out of the truck. Biggest thing, check your airlines, check your tires, just make sure that nothing's really dragging or broken. All of that happens in under a minute. Whenever you're new, it'll probably take longer, and that's okay. But the biggest thing is, do your pre-trips. Do them good, do them right, make sure you have no violations. Your first 1 to 2 years are the most critical. Any violation in that time frame, it's going to hurt you very, very bad. It's going to hurt in general for anybody to get a violation, but first 1 to 2 years is the most critical. Tip number 3, I will say is probably my most favorite. Mastering backing into tight spots. Backing, yep, that is easily going to be the hardest thing that you're going to do while starting out. You've got to scan your mirrors, you have to manage your depth perception, you have to get your setup right, and you have to do all this while feeling rushed because nobody wants to be that guy holding up everybody at the truck stop, at the shipper, receiver, wherever it is that you are. And let's not forget that the guy next to you who's been driving since you needed a chauffeur's license is always over there. Turn the wheel to the left. No, the other left. But all jokes aside, don't stress about the trucks behind you. They were once new too. And that old hand next to you, trust me, he has more time waiting at docks than you've had in a truck, period. Do not ignore him. We all want you to exceed. Here is my biggest piece of advice. Never give up on the hole you're aiming for. Even if it's a blind side at a truck stop and a much easier spot opens up, do not switch. Why? Because one day you'll be at a shipper and there won't be an easier spot. You need to master the art of getting into the spot that you set yourself up for originally. Giving up early will just become a crutch. And believe me, that crutch will not help you when you're facing Dock 12 around the back of a building, and the only way to get in there is you have to do a blindside alley dock around the entire building. Yes, you're going to feel rushed, but do not rush. That's when accidents happen. And then you're only going to create a huge cluster for everyone, and then it's all eyes on you. Trust me, be the guy that everybody's waiting on, not the guy that hit the hood of somebody's brand new truck. Take your time and get it right. Now, whether you're a newer driver or an old hand, drop me your best backing tip in the comments, or just type steady if you're still mastering it. Let's learn from each other. Tip number 4 is one that has been long lost, forgotten. Road etiquette. Do not be that guy. I always teach my students to be courteous on the road. If I do a kind gesture for a car, I'm going to hope and pray that maybe one day they'll pass it along the next time they see a truck. Do not block the road. Let people pass. Turn off your high beams. And all around, just be a decent human being. It costs nothing. And To top it all off, whenever I'm personally in a slow governed truck, say running 70, 72 mile an hour, I'm always mindful of what's behind me. If I'm going faster, even by 1 to 2 mile an hour, I'll slow down and let them pass. We're all in a hurry, but don't be a jerk about it. Tip number 5 is probably one of the most important: staying alert on long drives. Here's my number 1 rule for new drivers: you don't have the stamina yet. The first week, try to aim for 6 to 8 hours of driving with plenty of breaks. By week 5, you should be able to handle 7 to 8 hours straight, but if you're tired, take a break. Your life, my life, no one's family's life is worth pushing yourself through. Pro tip: switch out the music every now and then. Try a podcast or an audiobook. Let's be honest, music usually puts you in like a hypno-type trance state. Highway hypnosis is a real thing. Just turn on something else. Try it out. Might work, might not work. Keep your brain engaged. And do me a favor, if you're finding these tips helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos on how to navigate your trucking career. So, there you have it. There's 5 tips to help you survive your first year in trucking. Hit subscribe if these helped, and drop a comment below with your own tips or challenges. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you on the road.